Welcome back to Through Inquisitive Kids. In this video, we will start our topic on fractions and proportions, or fractions and ratios. So fractions and proportions are the solution we can use to solve different types of problems, not the problem itself. That's something that I want you to understand first. So whenever I say something like fraction word problem or ratio word problem, I don't mean that it's about fractions and ratios. I mean that we're going to use fractions and ratios to solve them. And let's think of different types of problems that we often use or we can use ratios and fractions to solve. Well, sometimes maybe with itinerary problems, or we have cow eating grass problems, or ships in water problems. A lot of those, they all require ratios and fractions. So here I want to talk about the two key points that we need to pay attention to whenever we start doing a problem. The first one is ratio. So the thing you have to pay attention to in ratios is that you have to think about the number of units. So number of units. Let's say in a pet shop, the number of cats to dogs was 4 to 3. So after you understand that this is the ratio the problem is talking about, you immediately need to make a connection that there is a total of 7 units. So 4 to 3 is 7 units because 4 plus 3 is 7 units. Cats, and better yet, you should have two other fractions in mind, which is the number of cats is 4/7 of the entire amount of animals in there, and 3/7 is the amount of dogs to the entire amount of animals in there. So these three values are what I want you to know right off the bat once you are giving a ratio. Now let's talk about fractions. So here for fractions, what I want you to pay attention to is the unit 1. Let's say you have you went to the mall to go shopping and you spent 3/5 of the money you had on a bag. And then you spent 2/5 of that remaining amount of money on, say, a pair of sneakers. Like if you're giving those fractions like that, you need to know what the unit 1 is. Unit 1 also means the 1 whole that you're talking about. So in that case, the 1 whole would most likely be the total amount of money you had when you started. Right? The unit 1 is usually a large value, and one that doesn't change. The original amount of money never changes, right? Because no matter how you spend, then the money you started with never changes. But say you have made a unit 1 the amount of money that was left. Well, depends on how you spend your money, you're going to have less and less of the money that is left. So that isn't really a unit 1 because it changes. So unit 1 doesn't change. So that's just a good a good tip whenever solving problems that include fractions. So, okay, enough talking and let's get into the problem.